Let us consider the problem where the language is a cube b w a cube, and this w can be anything, which means the language has to contain a cube followed by b, and it should end with a cube, and in place of the w you can take anything from this, which means you can even take epsilon. So whenever they say star means it even contains epsilon. Therefore the smallest string is a cube ba, or the next biggest string is a cube b. Again it should end with a cube, and it can contain a cube b, and in place of w it can contain a b and then a cube, or in case of w, in place of w it can contain a cube b, a and then a cube, so on. The only condition is it has to start with this string a cube b, and it has to end with this string. So it is same as starting with something and ending with something. We have already seen such a kind of problem where we have starting with a and ending with b. Now let's take the smallest string. What is the smallest string? a cube b followed by w. In case of w we are having epsilon here, and then a. So for the smallest string we have to construct the basic DFA, which is also called as skeleton. I call it as skeleton. So the skeleton looks like this: a, and then followed by a b, and again a and a. I am going to accept it. This is the basic skeleton, and now we should see how to convert this to DFA. So it is not a DFA because for every state, for every possible input, I didn't show what happens. See this, initially in this state you have shown what happens on small a, but then what happens on b. If I see a b here, it means that the entire string is starting with b. If a string is going to start with b, that is definitely not in the language. Therefore if a string starts with b, I'll take it to some other state, and I don't care what comes after b, I will never let that state reach the final state. Therefore it is dead state. What is the dead state? If I don't let any string from the dead state reach the final state, then that is called dead state. Okay, and now this state is complete. Why? Because we have shown what happens on a and b. Now about the second state, this one is waiting for, this one has already seen a and it is waiting for second a. So a should be followed by a only. If I get a b here, it is nothing but string is going to start with ab, and such string should not be accepted. Therefore if this string starts with a b, I'll again kill it. Okay, now this one is complete because we have shown what happens on a and b. What about this one? We have shown on a, see this state has seen two a's and it is waiting for the third a. 2a's and third a. Now if it sees any b, it is nothing but string is starting with b. Therefore if it sees any b, we have to kill it, which means if the string is going to start with b, we are killing it. If the string is going to start with b, we are killing it. If a string is going to start with b, we are killing it. Now what about this state? This state has seen 3 b's and it is supposed to see a b. But if it sees a, it means that this string is going to start with a. This state has seen 3 a's and it is supposed to see a b, but if it sees a here, it means that this string is starting with a. Such string I should kill. Okay, so now after reaching this state, we have seen the entire beginning part. A cube b has been seen, right? And now this state indicates that all the strings which reach till this point are starting with a cube b, and now this state should ensure that they are ending with a. So I don't care how many ever b's I get in this state, I'll just be waiting for a. So this state has seen everything that we should see in the beginning, which is a cube b, and it is waiting for the end a, right? So try to understand till now. What happened is, if a string is going to starting with B, we are killing it. Starting with AB, we have killed it. Starting with AAB, we have killed it. Starting with A, we have killed it. So only the remaining cases are strings, those are starting with A, will be reaching this state, right? And any B's, I'll be here only. Next thing is, what about this state? From this state, I'll go to this one when I see a, right? Under the assumption that this could be the first A in the last 3 A's. And this state, on seeing one more A, will go to this under the assumption that that A is the second last A. And this state, on seeing a will reach the final state, assuming that that is the last A, right? Now let us see what happens. See, all these states are complete. State is complete, state is complete, state is complete. But then this state is not complete because you have shown what happens on A, but you didn't show what happens on B. Now let's talk about what happens if I see a B here. If I see a B here, actually we are waiting for 3 A's, but the sequence is broken by a B. We are waiting for 3 A's in the end, but after seeing 1 A, if a B comes, the entire sequence is broken. So again I need to wait for 3 A's. Therefore, if I see a B, I'll go back and again wait for 3 A's. Understood? Now let us say this one is complete. What about this one? This state has seen 2 A's and is waiting for one more A. See, in the 3 A's which should end, it has seen 2 A's and is waiting for one more A. Now in this state, if it sees a B, it is nothing but the entire sequence has been broken, and again it has to go back and wait for 3 more A's, isn't it? So if it sees a B, it will go back and again wait for 3 more A's, right? And at the end I will reach the final state assuming that I have seen 3 A's which are supposed to be the last part of the string, but if I see one more B at the end, I have to again come back and wait for 3 A's to reach the final state. Okay, now at this point, if any A comes, any number of A comes, that is nothing but ending with 3 A's. Any number of A's, that is nothing but ending with 3 A's. So try to understand this. What happened till here? Till this part, it is nothing but starting with A, B. And what happened till here? It is nothing but ending with A. It is nothing but a concatenation of strings starting with A cube B and strings ending with A cube. This is the final answer.